Wow, stocks just sold off here. The market is down a total of 500 points. We were scrambling to find out what's going on. Thank God I grabbed Matt Cheslock during the chaos because he has some ideas. What's going on here, Matt?
Well, I think it started out, the Fed was talking about don't expect a rate cut, right? So people got a little bit nervous that our backstop might not be there going forward. But then there's been headlines anywhere ranging from if the coronavirus extends its outside mainland China, could a big significant impact on earnings. Well, really? I mean, that's not really newsworthy. Of course, that's the case. It's already concerned with just being in mainland China, so that shouldn't be it. There's also probably the fear that there's a rotation out of some of the big cap names. You saw the Dow really spike down, very hard. Nasdaq's down even worse. So some of the bigger names that have seen all the money flow so far this year, maybe people are pulling back the reins and saying, you know what, we got to find where there's real value. One of the sectors that people have been talking about is the energy sector, down 10% so far this year. What a great way to leg into a trade is to sell some of your winners, some of these big names that have moved, 10, 12%, and even more if you're talking about Tesla and some of these other names, and get into some names that are down 10%.
All right, so this is some institutional rotation that we're seeing.
First look, yes. I mean, it was so fast. There was no major headline. There was nothing that stood out that would cause this. So it has to be a culmination of a couple different things. And then you get a situation where there are just no buyers in particular stocks in the Dow, and you see how it moves that fast.
Yeah, guys, it was crazy here on the floor. Everyone's scrambling to see what was that. I mean, it came out of nowhere. So let's talk about those institutions. We had Morgan Stanley buying E-Trade today. That has been released. Why do you think a bank like Morgan Stanley that has all these rich customers want access to E-Trade?
Technology. It's as simple as that, in my opinion. I don't know, all the reasons why they do the deal, but when you have the customers that E-Trade has, and you have the finances that E-Trade has, and you have this platform that's already built, what a great way to get right into that business. So, we'll see if it works. Morgan Stanley is a lot smarter than I am. So, there was rumors to be other big banks that were supposedly going to buy them. So I think there was a bit of a bidding war, and Morgan Stanley went out and did what's best for Morgan Stanley in increasing their customers, increasing their platform. So we'll see if it works, but it's the biggest financial deal we've seen since 2008. So, it's a big number to pay right now.
We did see something similar with Goldman Sachs, right? Now they have their Marcus division. We also have L Brands officially saying that they are selling 55% of their business. We're talking Victoria's Secret and Pink, etc. Now, that company has been in some trouble, but more so the CEO himself was tied up with Jeremy Epstein. Do you think this has anything to do with that association?
I mean, it's tough to say no, because that's what the timing is looking at. When you do this, when all these association comes to fruition, but it may be time. He's been in charge a long time. The brand probably needs a little bit of refreshing. It's still a quality brand. It's still the brand when it comes to that type of, clothing. So, good time. They have a buyer that's interested. You got to strike while the iron's hot. And, I don't blame him for doing it after the many years that he's been in the business. He's been super successful. There's no reason to think that he's not doing the right thing at the right time.
I know. Beautiful women can only do so much.
So true. So true.
All right. Well, thank you, Matt. Let's get back to the floor because we're continuing to sell off here at the New York Stock Exchange on Thursday. That's Matt Cheslock from Virtu Financial. Hang in there, guys. We got this.